I invite you to stay with that breath. Don't give it up. Tune into the oneness of that breath. Inhale, exhale, and we breathe. We breathe the same breath. We breathe the same air. And what I know is we have come here today to recognize and express the oneness of life, that one power, presence, and intelligence that's aware, that's accepting, that is available, that is present right here, right now, in this divine moment. I want you to feel that. Feel that sacred breath circulating through your body temple, opening the portals of perception, and allowing for a revelation of truth. That is what we're about here today. Allowing for a revelation of love. For we are here becoming love in action. Not love as some sort of ideal or something we write about or just something we dream about, but love that we are. Love in action. Hello again, dear ones. It's so very good to be with you. And as I was reflecting this morning, it's been a hot minute. So thanks for having me back. I got a lot to say. I told Reverend Elzia that when he said he was going away to Canada for the week, and asked me if I could be here. And I said, yes, but I'm going to have a lot to say. And that's good, because there are a lot more people here now than the last time I was here. For those that I haven't seen in a while, or perhaps I'm a new face to you, thank you for investing some time and some energy in being here today. My name is Reverend Dr. Robert Brzezinski. I bring tidings from a lot of places. First and foremost, the New Thought Media Network. We have been in partnership with Center for Spiritual Living for 5 years now. And on behalf of New Thought Media Network, we love you all. We are so appreciative of who you are and how you show up in the world, the difference that you're making here in the Denver metro area. I also come bearing tidings from the affiliated New Thought Network, a collection of communities, organizations, and people that are connecting the New Thought movement with compassion and love. And I also happen to get to bring the tidings of the International New Thought Alliance, which is the world's oldest umbrella organization for New Thought thinkers on the planet. If you head over at some point to the Althea Center, you'll see a picture of Dr. Thomas Troward standing on the center of that great, standing out front of that great center at one of INTA's earliest conferences here in Denver. I think it was 1918 maybe, or something, that one was. All that's to say is I get to play in a lot of great conversations, and I got to play with a lot of really cool people in and around the New Thought movement. And it's always an honor to be able to share with you all. The theme this month, On the Wings of Love, brought forward an easy title for me, Becoming Love in Action. Because I believe there is nothing more important for us to do in our lives than to express the activities of love. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. But before we do and get too deep into that, I want to share a little something that happened recently. I have a longtime mentor and friend, Reverend Dr. David Bruner. And every so often he's known to just, blurt out something that is incredibly profound and shapes and shifts the course of my ministry. And I've actually spoken from this pulpit on one of his quotes a while back. He shared with us, this was many years ago, the quality of your life is directly proportional to the quality of your questions. I know some of you have heard me say that before, but I'll say it a little slower in case you didn't catch it the first time. The quality of your life is directly proportional to the quality of your questions. Yeah, I can get with that. And over the years, as I've practiced paying attention to what questions I'm asking, then my life has become, well, more enjoyable, more filled with joy, more filled with love. Because I ask questions like, how can I love this person? Yes, even the ones I don't like, or maybe vote a different way than I do, or believe a different something than I do. I still have to be able to love those folks. Well, in a conference that I was at down in Lake Chapala, Mexico, with the Spanish-speaking ministerial program for Centers for Spiritual Living, Dr. David was there, and he said something really intriguing again for me. He said, being peaceful is letting go of the insistence that there is something wrong here, even when there is something wrong here. Yeah, I'll say that one again too. Being peaceful is letting go of the insistence that there is something wrong here, even when there is something wrong here. Even when my humanness cannot see the divine is still present. With me on that one? And boy, did I dig into that. I came home from Mexico, and I'll tell you, I believe I crossed through a portal while I was there. And the portal is actually a place called Namaste Village, originated by James Twyman in 2018, a Franciscan monk and an Anglican priest who came and spent 6 months on this piece of property alone with no human contact. There were humans in the area, and they would leave food for him and water, and they would knock and let him know when the food and water was there, but no real human interaction, real human contact for 6 months. And he infused this piece of property with the presence of oneness. It's known as Namaste Village, if you'd like to look it up. It's in Ajijic. I just put an extra syllable in there. Sorry, my friends. I put an extra syllable. It's in Ajijic, Mexico. And when I stepped onto those grounds, I kind of felt it, but it wasn't all that powerful. It was like, yeah, this is a cool place. It's a nice little enclave with trees and art, and the gardens are well tended, and the people are friendly. And I spent the afternoon there with another friend, and we got to know the community. And it wasn't actually until I stepped back out of that portal that things began to change. Because my flight home on Sunday was an absolute mess. Absolute. Everything was going fine. My driver was 10 minutes late, but that was okay. We always plan extra time. So that was okay. And I got to the airport okay, and I got my bags checked in, and they didn't even weigh them. Yeah, that's always good when they don't weigh your bags, right? And I got the bag, and I got out down to the gate, and everything was going good, and we got on the plane, and everything was going good, and I had my headphones on, I'm listening to my good positive tunes, and I'm writing in my journal, and then I hear the captain come on, and he says something in Spanish, and I can't understand it, so I'm not worried about it, and then I hear most of the plane go, People, you could feel the oxygen level lower in the plane. You could feel the energy drop. You could feel the tires like flattening because everything got so heavy. And then a couple of minutes later, the captain came back on the plane, and this time you can hear the emergency bells ringing in the background of the cockpit, the klaxons that let you know something's wrong. And yes, within a few minutes, we were starting to orderly stand up and claim our belongings and get off the plane. I don't know if anybody else has ever spent a few hours in a foreign airport that speaks a language you don't. It was really interesting, I'll tell you that. So there was obviously something wrong. I was meant to get on that 6 a.m. flight because I was meant to get back to Denver by 10 a.m. because I was meant to be back home by 11 a.m. so that I could put up your service on YouTube for our afternoon programming. Yeah, none of that ever happened. Sorry. There was obviously something wrong, but I had to let go of that to really find the gift in it all. I think it's the same way with love. Finding authentic love is giving up the insistence that there is something wrong here, even when there is something wrong here. A lot of teachers, a lot of channels, a lot of people, a lot of probably even extraterrestrials tell us again and again and again, one of the keys to successful life, to spiritual living, is letting go of our judgments. That sounds easy, doesn't it? But dang it, the kids are out here screaming in the middle of my talk, and the door keeps wanting to come open, and we've gotten locked in here now too, and you know, I don't know, I'm just not really. How easy is it for us to slip into those judgments? We have to give up, I believe, the judgments to come to that place of real deep love. So our brother Diego, I've been told that sometimes Reverend Elzia waits till the very last minute to let you all know what your call to action is for the week, how you can make this all happen. Love you, brother. I thought maybe we'd slip it a little into the show a little bit earlier today. So this week, every day this week, not just today, every day this week, each day this week, choose a moment. It may be spontaneous. You may just decide I'm going to do this at 11:22, no matter where I am or what's going on. 11:11 would probably be a more appropriate number, but we can go with 11:22. Every day, choose one moment, and I want you to boldly, tangibly, and without condition embody love for someone. You want to see how it looks? I'm sorry, I don't think we really know each other, and I don't know your name. My name's Robert.
Laura.
Laura, nice to meet you. Laura?
Yep.
You're right on, or close enough?
WRA?
Right on. If nobody's told you today, that color looks fabulous on you.
She told me, but thank you.
And I want you to know you're loved. You can do that, right? I mean, we're New Thought people. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be in this room if you couldn't at least say hello to somebody and tell them you like the color they're wearing today, right? Doesn't matter if it's a word. Maybe it is just a smile and a little head nod to somebody that you can tell really needs it. I'm inviting you to let your life become a beacon of love. And yeah, that does include the people we don't understand. That does include the people that we understand we don't like. That does include the people that we feel are shredding society to the core. You know what I see out there today? I see great opportunity. There have been challenges in the world throughout all of New Thought history. If you look at when Holmes was writing, when the Fillmores were writing, New Thought was on the planet before World War I. New Thought was on the planet during World War II, during the Vietnam era, during all the world's conflicts. We just sort of wanted to agree that there was something wrong here. No, that's not how it works. There is nothing broken in our world right now. In our prayer work, in my prayer work, and long ago I was taught that in our prayer work, we start by affirming the oneness of life, by recognizing the divine, call it God or Buddha or Brahma or Yahweh or Vishnu or Kuan Yin, source energy, call it whatever you want, call it George. Just please don't call me late to dinner. But that second step, where we come to recognize that that oneness is expressing itself as my life. Well, we also teach that God is not a respecter of persons. Means it can't say you're not, or you're not, or you're not. If it's true for one, it's true for all, yes? Okay, this means yes. This means no. You guys will let me pull out all my good jokes. I appreciate that. We are all divine expressions of the one. And I was taught that we are created perfect. We are perfect expressions of the divine. In all of our humanness, we are perfect. And along the way, I developed a definition for perfect: whole, complete, nothing missing, nothing absent. Can you say that with me? Whole, complete, nothing missing, nothing absent. Or maybe the other way around if you want, either way. We are perfect. And that means anybody that I might look at and say they are, or they aren't, well, they are. Everyone is. All of life is absolutely perfect. There is nothing broken here. There is nothing wrong here. But there is an opportunity here. There is an opportunity here to stand in our strength, to stand in our power, to stand in our truth, and speak the word with authority, with a deep sense of conviction. Bless you. That all is well. That there's really nothing wrong here. Well, Robert, there are people that are out on the streets and hungry and don't have homes. Yes, and that's not wrong. Well, there are people that are trying to take apart our government. Yes, and that's not wrong. Well, there are things in this system, like our healthcare system. Yes, and that's not broken either. I've been listening to New Thought people for decades tell me how systems need to change, how things are broken and need to be different. And I kept going along with it, but I can't anymore. I walked across that portal. I felt the divine, and I heard the voice say, Robert, you must go and insist that there is nothing wrong here, even when it appears to be nothing wrong here. It's all an illusion. And I hear the voice in my head wanting to be a little imp and wanting to have some fun with you and wanting to upset some of you. Then I'm debating in my humanness whether to say it or not. So we'll come back to that in a minute, maybe. Okay, I'll say it. You ready? I promise you I'm going to upset at least one person in this room. And for you online, I know there's some out there too. Mercury retrograde is bullshit. Now, and I know that we just walked through the Lion's Gate of 8-8. I believe in astrology. But let's break it down. What is Mercury retrograde? It's the appearance that a planet is moving backwards in our sky. Can a planet move backwards?
No.
Can we transcend the laws of gravity?
No.
Can we make this differently?
No.
There is no such thing as Mercury retrograde. It's an illusion. It's a story we're telling ourselves. It's a way to let go of our own personal responsibilities and blame it on something else. You know what, folks? I screw up all the time. Doesn't matter which way, where the sun is, where the moon is. It doesn't matter if I washed my left foot before my right foot this morning. It doesn't matter if I put what shirt I put on or how many shirts I put on before I got here this morning. Your beliefs, now you've all heard this before, right? Your beliefs are creating your life. Nope, sorry, don't go with that one either. This is an energetic vibration. We're energetic beings. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. It's the vibration. And what in our lives most closely aligns with vibration? Our feelings. How many of us have done an affirmation in our lives and immediately been like, yeah, bull. Nope. I'm going to give you one later here today to play with. And if everything in your body just goes, ooh, no. Listen to the feeling. Listen to the feeling tone. Listen to the feeling that you get when you're online, listening to whoever you listen to on YouTube. I want you to know, I see YouTube as one of the greatest opportunities of our lives as well. Because I don't have to go find new folks and new ways of saying what I say and how we say this. Because let's be real, we're all saying the same stuff, right? Pick any channel you want today, pick any spiritual teacher you want today. We're all saying the same thing. We just use different words. Maybe somebody puts top 10 principles. Maybe somebody has 21 principles. I'm in the middle of writing a book that's got 21 principles. Oh, we all got this stuff, but we're all saying the same thing. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. And that life is your life right now. All you got to do is say yes to it. All you've got to do is say, wow, that feels good. Have you ever gotten up from watching a horror film and said, let's go, I feel great? Have you ever gotten up from one of the shoot 'em out shows or one of these police procedural programs? Or my God, true crime? Holy moly, what a way to ruin your day. Just go on YouTube, type in true crime, and in a half an hour, I guarantee your energy will be in the basement. You will either be crying or running for fear, trying to find a safe room. It's dangerous out there, people. Give up the insistence that there's something wrong here, even though there's an appearance, even though there's this illusion going on. Because the truth is, if we don't go beyond the fear, if we aren't the ones that stand up and say, no, that's not how it is. I don't believe in a God that is vengeful. I don't believe in a God that is capricious and that wants to make you wrong and bad. It leads us to judgment of each other and most importantly ourselves. New thoughts got it all over the place. I forget the artist. There's a great song. My God is a good God. My God's a loving God. This power, presence, and intelligence that is operating as each one of you here today and everyone online and everyone we know across this entire planet, regardless of hair color, is an expression of the oneness. Here's your affirmation. I am the living presence of love in action. Every thought, every word, every step I take reveals the truth of who I am. Compassionate, powerful, radiant, and free. I'm the living presence of love in action. We're going to ask Diego to keep that up on the screen for a minute because I'm going to ask you to read that through with me once. And if you're sitting in the cheap seats and you can't see it, just make it up. It's okay. You'll catch it. With me? I am the living presence of love in action. Every thought, every word, every step I take reveals the truth of who I am. Compassionate, powerful, radiant, and free. I am the living presence of love in action. Now, as if our lives truly depended on it. I am the living presence. Oh, come on now. This is not the time to give. Oh, leave it up, Diego. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean. Yeah, okay. This is the time to get real. Ready? I am the living presence of love in action. Every thought, every word, every step I take reveals the truth of who I am. Compassionate, powerful, radiant, and free. I am the living presence of love in action. And if love calls you to march in the streets, do it with an open heart and with love. And if love calls you to flood the phone lines with your affirmation, with your perspective, do it with an open heart and with love. If love inspires you to get out and do a food drive, collect coats, do a toiletry drive, help the unhoused, feed those that are hungry, support those that are addicted, whatever love calls for you. Do it from this I am presence. And you know what? If the I am presence is calling you to go sit in a cell for 6 months and pray for humanity and pray for the vibration of a piece of property. See, James Twyman wasn't hanging out in a condo for 6 months. I got to see the space. It was like 6 feet by 4 feet, one window and a little door. And you had to duck down to get into it. That's how committed he was to creating an island of peace on the planet. Now, I'm not saying any of you have to go do that. You don't have to go live in a little mud-walled cell in the middle of Mexico to bring peace to the world. That was his calling. We let him, he did that. He's done a great job of it. If you get a chance, visit. But I want you to find what is your way to bring love into action, to bring a consciousness of love onto this planet in a more powerful way than ever before. Our job is not to fix what's broken. Our job is to let go of the belief that there is anything broken and create a new heaven on earth. And that begins by creating what I'm calling, and others have too, islands of peace. CSL Denver has become an island of peace. And if this 1 hour a week is your place of your island of peace, then fuel up, power up, get energized here, and then take that out into the world. Maybe your home is your island of peace. Maybe you can bring a little more love and a little more peace to the place that you work or the places where you hang out at. I tell you, there's an awful lot of coffee shops in this town, and an awful lot of them could really use a dose of peace. Because I hear a lot of really ugly stuff eavesdropping at coffee shops in this town. We've got to be the ones that remind people, no, the world is not burning. The world is not crumbling. We may be in a phoenix moment. We may be in the greatest transformation of our entire lives, and many say we are. And if that is true, if we are here and the entire consciousness of humanity is about to shift, if we are here and the entire existence of how human life on this planet is about to shift, well, then I'm really happy to know you all. Because I'd rather have the happy, shiny people in charge. And we do that by leading with consciousness. You with me? Then let's take that to prayer. I invite you to come to this sacred space, take that sacred breath, and let go. Let go of anything that seems wrong. Let go of anything that seems broken. Come to this moment where we recognize the power, the presence, the intelligence of God operating as our lives. Come to this moment where we recognize the source of love and light and beauty, of truth and health and wealth and well-being and abundance, prosperity. We recognize that source, that energetic vibration rising up within ourselves. Feel it rising up out of the floor, rising up through your feet, through your legs, into your heart, into your voice. We are here to be emissaries of love. We are here to be love in action. And so I claim and I call each one here. I call each to a greater understanding of the love that is within. I call each one here to a greater sense of assurance that all is well, that who we are and how we show up makes a difference. What I know is I know you, each one of you, are a divine emanation of God's life. And this thing called life is you are necessary here. Who you are, how you show up, the way you play the game, the love that you share, all absolutely necessary for the evolution of human consciousness. And so I invite each one here into that sense, that sacred sense of the holy, divine love, divine life. Invite each one here to take that with us from this space out into the world to the rest of this day, the rest of this week, where we remember each week, each day of this week, to choose a moment to embody love boldly, without condition. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it matters what it feels like. So we rise up that feeling tone. Take with you a feeling into your day. And I invite you to begin that each morning before you open your eyes, before you roll out of bed, in that tender, tender moment. Feel excited for the day. Feel in love with the day. And let that love guide your day. In this very moment, I am feeling a sense of gratitude for the reminder that is being shared here this day, a sense of gratitude for the love that is present, for the vibration of truth and inspiration. We have risen up here today together. I am so very grateful to know that this word is already being acted upon by that universal creative law of energetic vibration, that creative law of life that must take up this word and manifest, that cannot return this word void, that is already bringing all the resources, all the people, all the conditions, all the activities, everything necessary to fulfill this word. The universe has got our back, and it's on the job. So I just invite you to join me in an affirmation of truth as we release this word and say, and so it is. Thank you all.